I was in Baraboo, Wisconsin, former sometime home and headquarters for the Ringling Brothers Circus, one-time competitor with the P.T. Barnum and James Bailey Circus until they merged, billing the resulting company, owned and operated by the Ringlings, as the greatest show on earth, a vestige probably of Barnum's promotional fervor, but maybe, for a while, it was. There's a little shop in town that calls itself a clown museum and research center. The first time I've ever seen that rather scholastic word applied to clowns. There's a park in the town where the Ringlings used to keep the animals. They got ice blocks from nearby Devil's Lake, and sometimes they took the elephants there to play and bathe. What a show that must have been in that picture postcard scenic park. The last I heard of that circus, they were being picketed again by the SPCA, and they had agreed to a timetable to decrease and ultimately end the use of elephants in the show. Animal upkeep is a tremendous expense, which partially explains their capitulation, but I think the protest is completely misguided. No one takes better care of their animals than a circus. Their health, appearance, even their disposition, with good food, shelter, exercise, kindness, respect, and constant attention. But that, apparently, is over now. Back in Baraboo, there's a home built by one of the 7 Ringling brothers. It's called the Al. Ringling Mansion. There was an Albert Ringling and an Alfred T. Ringling, and I can't figure out which one built the home. I suspect it was Alfred T., because he was a juggler, very much a performer in the circus. Regardless, the house was owned by a succession of Ringlings, and when the last of them passed away, it was bought by the local Order of the Elks, who used it for years as their prestigious meeting place. But the maintenance of the building was too much for the Elks. It was going down and taking them with it, and they put it up for sale, finally finding a buyer and 2 circus performers who promised big things. They were going to restore the home to its original condition, open it to the public as a museum and a bed and breakfast. When I saw the house, it looked as if nothing had been done. I knocked on the front door and someone answered, said they would take me on a tour for $10, but I declined the offer. There is also a Ringling Theater in town, a big building hard to miss. The lobby is nothing short of fantastic, domed and covered with painting and sculpted figures. Those Ringlings knew how to make an impression. Inside it's equally impressive. The plush red seats slant down to the stage. Intimate box seats are back on both sides. The ceiling is far overhead. It's a cavernous auditorium. More careful inspection shows the paint at the very top is peeling, a plain brown layer of paint, and under it you can see that there was once a magnificent scene of sky filled with clouds and winged figures. And then you see that the plaster is ruined in several places, that the old building giving in to a leaky roof and the ravages of time. So grandeur passes to shabbiness and hence to extinction. As with the mansion, no one has the money to repair or even maintain the ancient colossus. There was a poster in the lobby, taped to a door, announcing an upcoming show, a comedian. I have heard of her, but I was surprised to hear that she was alive and still performing. To everything there is a season. Baraboo can hold on to its history, but the time of the circus there, and possibly the very idea of a circus, as its first inception anyway, is past. Barnum got out of the circus business because it was so expensive and too darn much work. He also knew that the public was easily jaded and always hungry for the next big thing. That lesson, like a fossil in the rocks, is clearly to be seen in Baraboo, Wisconsin.